When Trudeau decided to pass a law whereby abortion would be legal, that's when things started to change, because pro-life people saw the need to educate that just because it's made totally legal doesn't make it right. Well, when Joan Kuhn was president, she said, she phoned me one day and she said, "Joan, I need someone to clean the office once a month, dump the garbage, do the vacuuming and the dusting." And I said, "Oh, all right." I was still teaching in those days. And then she decided that I should come on board as a board member. And I said, "Oh." So I did.
I mean, my husband and I were always pro-life, and he was asked to join the pro-life board in about 2001, and then he died suddenly. And so the next year, when someone nominated me to the board, I thought, well, I guess I can carry on where John left off, and so I joined. So that's been, gosh, maybe 14, 15 years now.
When I was 16, I myself had an abortion, and it wasn't until 10 years later, 10 to 12 years later, that I started to realize that it was causing a big problem in my life personally. I got involved because I want people to know sooner that there are consequences to something like an abortion. And those consequences may not show up for 10 or 12 or 15 years later.
Well, our mandate is education, right? And so it's to get the word out there, to get the information out there.
We have our spaghetti supper, which is a fundraiser, and that's widely known. Even though people don't belong, they look forward to it so they know we're here. They may not be actively involved, but they're there for us morally.
And I think we give courage to other people to maybe come forward and start to talk about it if they hear that, oh, well, maybe it is okay to talk about this.
We had National Campus Life Network, the president, come to Cornwall. She spoke to the high school students at St. Joe's and at Holy Trinity.
The majority of them don't know the reality that, well, there's no law in Canada protecting preborn children. They're impacted when they hear that a quarter of our generation has been lost to this atrocity. And so they're receptive to that message, and we hope that with us reaching these high school students, they can really, we can really embed these values in them so they can take them onto their university campuses where they're going to be challenged even more.
Our focus is getting more people to speak to their peers about this and to become more confident and courageous in speaking about this. And when you can defend it from a human rights perspective, everyone agrees with human rights, no matter what religion, no matter what they identify with. Everyone likes human rights. Everyone thinks human rights should be for human beings, so let's be consistent with that.
I had a phone call from a lady who had 5 children, and her 14-year-old daughter was pregnant. She called to say, "What am I going to do? I don't believe in abortion, and I don't want to raise another child." She said, "If my daughter's willing, we would like to place the child for adoption." And she said, "Am I being selfish by doing that?" I said, "Certainly not." I said, "That's the most unselfish act you could ever perform, to take this beautiful child and give it to a loving couple who can't have children of their own." I said, "I could never give away my own grandchildren, so you're sacrificing your own grandchild for the sake of the child and a couple who desperately wants a child." And I heard from the couple in Quebec who were fortunate enough to adopt this beautiful, beautiful baby girl. And so I made, well, I didn't do it, but I helped. I made 2 families happy, I think. And I helped in a couple of other adoptions. It's easier today because they can be open adoptions. They've given this baby to someone else, you know, rather than aborting this poor innocent little child. In Cornwall, every June, we take a little walk around the neighborhood of Montreal Road, Marlborough, 2nd Street, and McConnell. And we get a lot of good honks from people who agree with what we're doing. You know, we're happy with whoever comes to join us in our little walk that we do here. Not compared to the one in Ottawa, of course, where there's 25,000 people.
I love the March for Life. I think just the enthusiasm and the passion and the youth and to hear the members of Parliament get up and talk about their support of the pro-life movement and their beliefs. I think that's really important for people to know that we're not alone.
But again, at this point, a lot of people are fearful to step out and stand up for what they believe in. There are a lot of people who I know are pro-life, but they kind of sit on the fence, you know, because they don't want to rock the boat or go against the current, you know.
Really, I didn't get involved much until university. And I'm sad to say I was guilted into joining my pro-life club. Some friends really wanted me to get involved. And I realized, though, that the more I got involved with this club, I couldn't not be involved. This is a cause that was too important to be silent about. And what we've seen, especially really the last 4 years or so, just an increase in young people wanting to work for the pro-life movement. If you can share the pro-life message on a university campus, I think you can share it anywhere.
And, you know, it's so nice to see because they're really encouraging for us.
You know, we know we're going to win.